Now I would like to introduce our student speaker. Howard Cooke completed a graduate certificate in Procurement and Contract Management program this spring. He is a 2017 graduate from the University of Utah with a degree in Strategic Communications. Howard also completed an HR certificate from Cornell University in 2018. He currently serves as a Director of Partner and Program Development for PSC Enterprises, which is a veteran-owned public-private partnership advisory firm. Howard manages partner development efforts, serving as a liaison on projects between the firm and its public and private partners. Howard led the company's expansion into the government procurement sector and currently oversees the firm's RFP response process and business development efforts. Thank you, Howard.
Thank you, Manny. I want to thank the University of Virginia School of Continuing and Professional Studies for the opportunity to speak and for making a celebration like this a priority, especially when so many traditional events are being canceled and postponed. I feel like now more than ever it's important to celebrate these milestones. I'm going to try very hard to avoid using the phrase unprecedented times because I know we're all as tired of hearing that as we are trying to figure out whose turn it is to talk on a Zoom meeting. However, I don't think we can truly appreciate this milestone without looking at it through the lens of what's happening in the world today. By completing a graduate level program from one of the most respected universities in the nation, we have done more than just add a line to our resumes or better position ourselves for a promotion. We have shown how highly we prioritize continuing our education and that we won't stop challenging ourselves to learn even after meeting society's standard requirements. This achievement along the path of ever-growing education is something that deserves to be celebrated, all on its own. But the fact that it was achieved during a global crisis raises the accomplishment to a new level. What I hope we realize and celebrate today is that we have solidified the fact that we will let nothing, not even a massive toilet paper shortage, stand in the way of continuing our quest for knowledge. In my opinion, one of the things the world needs most right now is people who can learn, adapt, and accomplish goals in the midst of unpredictability and utter chaos. While we deserve to take a moment to pause and celebrate this accomplishment like we're doing now, I hope we consider it a mere mile marker along our educational journey and not as a finishing line, so that we can continue to remain dedicated to furthering our education, whether formally or informally, for the remainder of our lives. In this case, I believe our educational journey is a lot like a hike. As we reach new peaks, it's important to take a moment, like we are now, stop, appreciate the view, catch our breath. But what we discover is that there's actually another higher peak that we couldn't even see until we attained this summit. I hope we never stop chasing that higher peak. Our ability to summit an educational accomplishment of this height during a time such as this would not be possible without the unwavering dedication of UVA, specifically the School of Continuing and Professional Studies, for breaking down the barriers that may have stood in the way of continuing education. My story is an example of this. I had begun working for a regional government consulting firm that specializes in local public-private partnerships, but was interested in exploring procurement opportunities with federal agencies. The firm, like many other small companies outside of the DC area, had never explored these opportunities before due to barriers of geographic distance and some of the intimidation that came with industrial complexities. I remember sharing these concerns with Dr. James Rich, the program director for Procurement and Contract Management Certificate, as I was deciding whether or not to enroll. He emphasized and explained that this certificate's mission was to help shrink the barrier of distance by spreading the government contracting expertise of the DC area across the country in a format that simultaneously simplified the industrial complexities, thus removing those barriers. As I progressed through the program, I found that to be exactly true. What I also found was that my confidence grew exponentially in more areas than just my career. The sense of accomplishment and achievement I felt as I advanced through the program produced an invigorating rush of motivation and confidence that spread into every aspect of my life. Since my time in the program, my firm has gained some of that same confidence and pursued and won solicitations on the federal level, as well as helping break down barriers for other small Utah-based companies by educating and enabling them to towards pursuing federal procurement opportunities of their own. In addition to the confidence, my experience has given me newfound gratitude for the ability to access quality education, which is what I see as the key to overcoming most barriers in life, whether professionally or personally. And I appreciate the University of Virginia for facilitating this quality education and making it possible for me to access it hundreds of miles away. It has already opened up many opportunities, like speaking to you today, that I never thought possible. The current state of our society is forcing us, like never before, to dedicate ourselves to the pursuit of continued education in order to find solutions to complex societal issues. It is my hope that we will all have the confidence to act as leaders, dedicated not only to the continued pursuit of knowledge on our personal level, but as leaders who enable and motivate our society as a whole to continue educating ourselves in order to effectively overcome challenges that we are currently facing. I'm honored to be considered your classmate, and I look forward to seeing how all of us would change the current narrative from living during the time of unprecedented chaos and unrest to a time when our society takes unprecedented leaps in knowledge, innovation, and harmony. But for now, let's relish in the accomplishment that we did something truly remarkable. So once again, congratulations, and don't let this be the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you. Now we would like to recognize program completion for students in their